Story time.
That was perfect.
It's happening.
I didn't even do that, dude. It was like just waiting.
There once was a man, a scantily clad man.
How tall is he? About 5'6"? Or 5'4"?
He stood at 5'5", keeping it alive.
And your hair goes on
I
fire.
did that with my Jedi mind now.
Yeah, it's weird.
Alright, anyway. Matt's gonna
Homie
tell
was
a
gonna tell
story
a
about
story.
Kenny. And I'm sure
Give him the mic. He's ready, man.
I'm sure it's gonna be wonderful.
Okay, so this was years ago when me, my Uncle John, Kenny were in a trip to Las Vegas. And the hotel we were at, you know, we started drinking a little bit, you know, the cocktails was a choice. Kenny chose it, of course. And I remember getting up, it was 3 in the morning, and as my uncle and I were sleeping, all of a sudden we heard steps. Clink, 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 clink. My uncle goes, Kenny, what the hell is that? He's like, oh, that was change. I slept on some quarters. the change was actually falling off his back as he was walking in the restroom. and then 10 minutes later, we heard the sound. Like, Kenny, what was that? Are you drinking at Tecate? Yep.
Yeah. Sounds just like him.
Alright, then the next day we're all like kind of recovering. Kenny mostly. Kenny had like a really bad hangover that day. So we decided to go one of the buffets, you know, Circus buffets. You know, it's always good. And he had like I don't know like how many pounds of corned beef hash, but he was like, but the plate was like just full, man. And then after that, he had some chocolate milk. Bad decision. It's like 30 minutes later, he's like, I don't feel good. I gotta go to the room. All right, Kenny. All right, we'll all go to the room. All right. As we all go to the room, 5 minutes later, he goes in the bathroom.
That sounded just like him.
Yep. Not once, but twice. You're like, Kenny, you're okay? He's like, yeah. And then he blamed us for eating all the corned beef hash and drinking the chocolate milk. Like, Kenny, you didn't force it down your throat. He's like, still, I don't want to eat. You guys made me.
It was my freshman year, and Kenny had already graduated. But I heard from people that he was
The microphone's gonna move.
quite I heard that he was quite the legend in Mojave High School. But I didn't know if I believed it or not, you know. But anyway, so one day I came into my drama production class with his favorite teacher, Mr. Dever. Mr. Dever. And it was literally like my first or second week of school. And he was just sitting in the teacher spot. And I was just like, Kenny, hi. And he's just like, Miss Knight, sit down. I was just,
He called you Miss Knight?
yeah, he said, Miss Knight, sit down. And I'm just like, all right. And then he sits up and he's like, all right, you guys, I'm the substitute. And you little shits better behave yourself. And if anyone laughs at my speech impediment, you're going right to the office. And I remember just being
Stoke the fire, baby.
like, what the hell's going on here? So anyway, a few minutes later, Mr. Dever walks in and he's like, God damn it, Kenny! I knew that I didn't really have to go to the office. Kenny straight up got another student to come in and tell Dever that he had to go to the office to talk to the principal about something. So Dever left the class and he sat there and pulled a goddamn Frank Abagnale and was like, this is my class. Straight faced it the whole time. And that was when I believed that he was the legend that he so often claimed to be.
He was a boy when I met him, but he, him and I were on a job at across the street from here. Is their gas station up on the hill, and he'd been working with me. Well, he'd worked a shift before me, and I took him out on a 12-hour shift. The kid never said no. Kenny, I need your help for about 4 hours, but I won't get you back home till, 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay.
I'm good.
Let's go.
Be there at 4:30 when
Okay.
I got there.
Well, there was another guy that was working with us at the time. His name was Rob, and he was with me on the job. We were cleaning the gas station stalls in the parking lot, and it was 110 degrees outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. And we had the hoses going, the power washers going, and I said, Kenny, you've done enough. Go rest. You're past exhaustion. Okay, Bob. And he goes over to this concrete that I just got done power washing, and he lays down on the concrete. Oh, this is nice, Bob. I said, Kenny, I gotta get back to work. And I take off with the auto scrubber, and over the auto scrubber, I hear this noise. What the fuck? I turn around and I see Kenny. He's laying on that wet concrete, and he's flopping his shoulders back and forth like this with no shirt on.
Making that sucking noise.
I thought I was having a bad night, and it just blew that one out the door. Kenny was having a great night, man. He just turned my frown upside down, man. I had never seen. He tried to duplicate it. He said he never could duplicate it. He was pulling his back and shoulders up off the wet concrete, off his wet body, and it was making this suction. Keys. I mean, coins fell off his back at one point in time in his life. He's making fart noises with his back. Like you would do on your arm, but 20 times louder. I mean, I could hear it over an auto scrubber, and I'm 50 yards away. No matter how tired, no matter how exhausted he was, once you became his friend, he was always there for you.
Still will be always, forever in our hearts, and the kindest man in the world. No matter where you were at or what was going on, he was always there to have your back. Whether it be just for friendship or just somebody, to sit there and fuck with you, give you lap dances, fucking just every day lap dance. Always come up and ask for Christopher and say, "Where's Christabel?"
No matter.
Ask him when they were going to go on their date and when he was going to be able to do this, when he was going to be able to do that to him. He would look at Christopher and he'd go, "And this is what I got in mind for you." He'd go, with his tongue flapping everywhere. But one day it was Chris and I, Bill and Bob, Robbie and Kenny. We all went golfing at Chaparral. I don't golf, so I took my ball scooper, so I can scoop the balls out. These guys it was Bobby and Robbie in the first cart, me and Bill the second cart, and sooner or later here come Chris and Kenny. Kenny insisted he needed to drive. He'd been drinking, didn't sure we were going to be possible with him driving.
Kenny was driving?
He was driving a golf cart, okay, check it out.
Well,
He comes around this corner,
that's different.
he hits his bump, and all of a sudden we hear this, "Oh shit, we're going to die!" Over went Kenny and Chris. On their side into a ditch. Kenny had been drinking, they had been laughing, and he forgot what he was doing.
Really?
Yes. We laughed so damn hard that it took us about 30 minutes to get their cart out of the ditch. Because he just needed to drive. But he always had fun when he was golfing with everybody. There's more to tell about Kenny, but everybody else needs their turn, I don't know. I'm going to miss him.
A glass of whiskey, just like Ron White.
Hello, everyone. My name is
She's gonna sit
Jenny.
down.
I work in Duet at the Aquarius. And I've been there for 4 years. And when I met Kenny, we would, good morning, when we work graveyard, and I would come in and I open up at 5 in the morning. And he would say to me, I would say, "Hi, Kenny, how are you?" And he goes, "Just fine now that I've seen you."
Can't hear you.
And then he said, "Oh, I dropped something."
You need to bring it up
My
closer
jaw,
so they can hear you.
because I drop my jaw when I see you. And there's another young lady there named Tiffany, and he says, "Do I look tired?" And I said, no, you look okay. And he goes, you've been running around in my mind all night. And every day he would have a different
Line
that
of
was
bullshit.
So, when I have my celebration of life, I hope everybody shows up and tells just as good a stories as everybody else has. Thanks.
Thank you.
I gave him a George Carlin book one time, and 2 days later, he was.
Quoting him.
It was yeah, well that, but he was done with the book. Not only that, he almost. I opened it up 3/4 way through the book. And I said, okay, what's this one? And then I read the one before it, and he goes, and raised me the next 2 pages.
Cool.
Word for word. I said, Kenny, I know you were special, but I didn't know you were savant. This is the only one I want to be Don.
2 or 3 years ago, and Kenny and I stayed after work to gamble a little bit, and we were going to take the bus home. So it was going on 8:30, and I went up to Kenny, and he was sitting next to this girl. I've been watching him for the last hour or so, and he's yakking back and forth. I go, Kenny, we got to get going. The bus is coming. We got to go catch the bus. Go ahead and go. Go ahead and go. I said, okay. I says, behave yourself. I will. So the next time I saw him, he couldn't get to me quick enough. I got to tell you something. What? He says, you know that girl I was sitting next to? Yeah. Well, when you left, she asked me who you were. And I told you were my grandma. I didn't mean to say it. So that's how I got the nickname.
Sweet.
The thing about Kenny, you got to remember this. He was smarter than anybody ever gave him credit for. He was sweeter than everybody knew, and he was sweet to a lot of people. I mean, helped Bob out, helped everybody out. I can't tell you how many times I come over and my day was going a little left, and Kenny was with a dick joke and a beard. And sometimes that's just what you need. And but the thing is out of all the people that I knew, he was one of the sweetest people that I ever knew. And going forward, I know that he's going to be the standard that I got to hold everybody up to.
They got this Nintendo game out. It was a Tiger Woods thing, and I played it a couple times before he got his hands on it, and I was pretty decent with it. Kicked his ass. He didn't like that. So he got the next version and had it for a week before he told me about it. He figured out how to beat me on almost every game that I ever played. To that extent, the video games, if he had it a week before me, he'd let me win once. The first time, never, no more after that. If it does, Bob, that would be cheating. That's right, Kenny. That's right.
One of the funny
There's stories
stories,
behind that one.
and this is gonna always makes the significant of the song "Safety Dance." I always think about Kenny, and you guys always will too after this story. So
I don't know.
one time we were Safety Dance came on at one of our little family barbecues. We started doing a little dance and singing it, and just having fun. And then he tells me this story about how he got his friend's camera, and filmed himself naked dancing to the Safety Dance. So his friend would look on his camera and see Kenny dancing naked to the Safety Dance. So every time you hear the Safety Dance, think of Kenny dancing naked to it. Thank you very much.
I read of a woman who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. She referred to the days on his tombstone from the beginning to the end. She noted that first came his date of birth and spoke the following date with tears. March 31st, 1983. But she said What mattered most of all was the dash between those years, 1983 to 2017. For that dash represents all the time that we spent alive on Earth. And now those who loved him know what that little time was worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you would like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be arranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real and always try to understand the way other people feel. And be less quick to anger and show appreciation more and love the people in our lives like we never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remember the special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash?
Beautiful.
Nice.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew all the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'd be standing here talking to you about another path. I know enough to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. And those were the days, hard one forever pays, and now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you're gonna be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Oh, first you both go out your way and the vibe's feeling strong. Small turn to a friendship turn to a bond. The bond will never be broken, love will never get lost. And when brotherhood comes first, the line will never be crossed. Established it on